It's amazing to think how much our diet impacts our susceptibility to disease, our sleep patterns, and our stress and anxiety levels. And a lot of this is through the gut-brain axis. So focusing on gut health is actually really powerful to ensure that we have a healthy brain and therefore a healthy life. Our gut is home to trillions of microbes, and the food that we eat strongly impacts which of those microbes thrive. When we eat fibre-rich plant foods, these microbes ferment the fibre, and this then produces short-chain fatty acids, which are really helpful in reducing inflammation, helping with immunity, and strengthening our gut barrier. A healthy gut is more than just about digestion though. It really does impact our mood and our cognitive functioning, and this is through a pathway called the vagus nerve, which is the main communication highway between the gut and the brain. So a healthy gut microbiome full of thriving bacteria impacts our mood, our cognitive functioning, and our brain health as well. On the flip side, diets high in ultra-processed foods, diets that lack fibre, diets that have too much added sugars and saturated fats can negatively impact our gut-brain axis. And these kind of diets are linked to an increased risk of depression, anxiety, and mood disorders. So how can we support our gut and therefore our brain? One of my favourite things to do is challenge all my clients to include 30 different plants a week. So this is something that's fun that you can start doing from today. Foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, herbs, spices, nuts and seeds, they all count as plant-based foods. And the whole idea of this challenge is to promote more variety in your diet. The more diverse your plant intake, the more production of short-chain fatty acids, the stronger your gut barrier becomes. So what you can do here is switch your spinach to a leafy mix, switch your carrot to a coleslaw mix, chickpeas to a 4-bean mix, or instead of just almonds, have a handful of trail mix with different nuts and seeds. Next tip is to include fermented foods in your day-to-day diet. These are foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, yogurt, tempeh. These foods contain live bacteria that support a diverse gut microbiome. Another way to help beneficial bacteria thrive is to feed with prebiotics. So foods like asparagus, leek, onion, cooked and cooled potatoes, and unripe bananas are great sources of prebiotics. Having an adequate fibre intake really is the building block to a healthy, flourishing gut microbiome. So we want to aim for about 25 to 35 grams a day from a mix of different foods, which is where the variety comes in. Foods like lentils, beans, potatoes, whole grains, nuts and seeds, they're all great sources of fibre. These foods help with the fermentation process of our gut. There are definitely a few key things that can disrupt our gut microbiome, namely excessive alcohol intake, ultra-processed foods, and added sugars. But understanding the negative impact that they can have on your health will help you to make more informed choices most of the time. At the end of the day, it's what we do most of the time, not all of the time, that really does count. Remember that small, consistent changes really add up over time. So start with something fun like a new veggie at each meal, or explore with some fermented food this week. Because these small changes done consistently really do add up to have the biggest impact on our life.